The third and potentially final Doomsday teaser trailer is out right now. Let's get into it. Right, here we go. This is the big one. We've had Thor, we've had Steve Rogers. Now we've got the X-Men. I think these teaser trailers have been doing really well, like numbers-wise as well. If you... Death comes for us, that's all I know for sure. Like, they've done really well interaction-wise. I never really loved the X-Men films. Are we gonna see... We can see Magneto. I didn't... Oh my... Okay, see, I didn't even watch the X-Men films like that. I can't lie. As I said, I didn't really watch the X-Men films like that, but that's got me definitely excited. Cyclops doing that. Okay. This countdown is slowly ticking along. Like, it feels mental to think that it's 11 months away when literally just a second ago it felt like it was still 12 months away and what have you. It's going to come around so quickly, it's unreal. Let me know what you think about that trailer and all of them as a whole so far. Of course, we've had Steve Rogers in the first one revealing that, our Captain America is returning with a kid now in that timeline where he went backwards. Then we had the Thor teaser trailer where he's talking about his child, Love. He's asking Odin to give him all the power he needs for this fight. And now we've got Charles Xavier talking about death comes for us all. I think this film is going to be absolutely everything we want it to be. And a lot of people need to get with it and start thinking about where we're at now with Marvel. Like, we've had a bit of a torrid time, bit of ups and downs, but this is going to be massive. Like, there's a reason they're doubling down on this marketing in the way that they are. Of course, there in that trailer, we see Sir Patrick Stewart and Siri McKellen as well in their roles for the final time as Magneto and Charles Xavier. And as I said, I've never really been into the X-Men films like properly as a kid, but seeing that, I'm definitely excited, especially right with the parallel and the callback to them playing their chess game that they did in the earlier installments. But what's really obvious here and what really needs to be spoken about is the setting. Where they're at in this teaser trailer is, of course, the school, the X-Men school, and what's more important is that it's all demolished. There's chairs everywhere, the sign is on the floor, they've been attacked. Okay, the X-Men are being attacked in this, and the final thing we see is obviously Cyclops taking off his glasses like we've seen previously and using his beams like in the way that he was very manic and crazy. But the key thing is here, they have been attacked, and there's a big rumor. Okay, of course, if you don't want to hear any spoilers or anything like that, there's a strong rumor from set leaks that this was the case anyway, that the building itself was demolished and there was the whole set was in that realm. I definitely saw something this online already. Obviously, this now confirms it. And there's a strong theory and thought that the X-Men's involvement and the reason that they teased them in the chairs is like, oh, they're going to have a big role. Bang. I think what we're going to witness is these characters get absolutely annihilated, and that's going to be the preemptive, the thing that builds up this film. And shows how powerful Doom is, because we've already got a pre-understanding of these characters. I think we're going to see them get absolutely demolished, with maybe one or two stragglers surviving, similar to like in Infinity War when we saw what Thor was like after Thanos had finished with Asgard and all the people there. Especially when you look at the chess scene just that little bit closer. Of course, Magneto is using his abilities to move up the king piece. Is this going to be him moving it to take down another piece? Or is it him accepting defeat and moving the king piece because it's over? Do you know what I mean? Maybe I'm looking into that a little bit too much, because if my opinion and most people's theory is correct, that Doom is coming to the X-Men school and he just obliterates them all. That is like Magneto dropping the king, picking it up one last time, the last fight, the last battle before the inevitable end of these characters, the end of the king, the end of the chess game. I think that's why they've shown us that as well. Of course, it's a parallel to them before, in the past, in the previous films, but they've also shown it be the king piece because it is that final move or the final moment for these characters. And, Cyclops there looking in pain, looking upset, looking tarnished. He's witnessed all of them die. He takes off his mask, it's him letting out a cry. Oh, it'd be a shame, because I know a lot of people are excited about these characters coming back once again. I say once again, of course, we've seen Patrick Stewart come back a few times in the X-Men characters in a few installments as well, but it feels like there's a realm where this is where it's going to go. But overall, these teasers have definitely done the job that they needed to. I'm feeling very excited now about Avengers DOOMSDAY, where I maybe wasn't thinking consciously about it, but this is getting you ticking along and thinking about it. And then on top of that, I feel like it's very interesting they're doing a lot of this advertisement and marketing for this film, which is in December next year, when we've already got Spider-Man Brand New Day around the corner. you know, it feels like it's going to come around so quickly, and we've not seen anything about it so far. So it's interesting that we're seeing stuff about this, but not that. And will it have any ties and lead us into Doomsday with anything? Maybe not. Of course, Tom Holland's yet to be announced for Doomsday. However, there's a strong theory that he's going to not be in this film. He's going to be in Secret Invasion instead. So that's why that would make sense why we're not seeing any link to him yet. But yeah, of course, the 3 teasers: Steve Rogers, Thor, and of course the X-Men there. And I think there is a theme throughout all 3 of them. That's family. Of course, the last film we saw was the main Marvel family, the Fantastic Four, and then at the end of that, in the post-credit sequence, Doom is there with Franklin Reed taking their child, and then that's that one. Then we see Steve Rogers with his kid, then we see Thor with his child, and then we see the X-Men, which is another massive family within the MCU. I think there's going to be a long theme of that throughout, and it could be quite drastic. I feel like, as I said, my prediction from these teasers, from that teaser specifically, is the X-Men are going to get absolutely annihilated, and it looks like Charles Xavier and Magneto are in that moment playing chess together one last time before their untimely demise. That's my prediction, and that's what this teaser has now done for me. So I'm very excited. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and what do you think? Doomsday will be blank, amazing, a letdown? Let me know. Thanks for coming on through to another Floppylegss YouTube video. Make sure you drop a sub, and I'll see ya when I see ya.